Welcome back to episode 13 of the Hot Rod Hangout podcast.
Whoop, whoop.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Ashley.
And tonight we're just kind of hanging out. We're doing a live. Live on Facebook. It's Ashley's birthday.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Turning the big 30.
You didn't have to let everybody know.
Yeah, I did. It's the title of the post.
Yeah, I saw that. You didn't tell me that. And then I looked on my phone when we went live and it said, oh, Ashley's birthday. Thanks.
So, excited. So, today was Ashley's last day of physically going to work. Yeah. Her new gig should start next week sometime.
Yeah. Which is exciting. And of course, the drive home was probably the most aggravating drive home that I've had for a long time. Just because, it was my last drive from Inverness to Bushnell.
Kenny says happy birthday.
Oh, thank you, Kenny. And
Dad says happy birthday, you rock star.
Oh, jeez, I'm not a rock star. Anyway, but yeah, my last day.
So we'll start off by saying again, thank y'all so much for the support. We reached our 500 goal. Means we're going to give away a $25 gift card to Summit Racing. I know it's not a lot, but it's what we can afford to give away right now. We are so grateful with everyone's support. And if you would like to win the $25 gift card, make sure you go like, comment, and share that post.
Yes.
I did notice we have a couple shares on the post that doesn't tell me who it was. So I don't know if it was shared just to friends and I'm not friends with you.
Yeah. So
if you shared it and it doesn't tell me who, unfortunately, I won't know that you shared it. So
we're gonna see if we can try and narrow it down, but
yeah,
we'll try and figure something out. But
we're gonna do the best we can.
Yeah, and
hopefully we can figure it out. We are still just learning. We are pretty new to this.
Yes.
Ryan Gilmore just joined us on the Instagram. What's going on, Cooped Up 31?
Oh my gosh, these dogs.
Thank you, Tony. That is awesome. We appreciate you sharing it.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Ryan says happy birthday.
Oh, thank you, Ryan.
So, what have we got accomplished since Tuesday?
We moved more stuff into the little shop we got, which was very fun because it was in our backyard on wheels, and then plywood to the front yard to wheel it up there.
I have two sheets of 4x8 plywood that lay down and then swap. But we got the motor in the garage. We got the engine stand with the motor and the engine lift.
Yeah. Next is the toolbox.
The toolbox. But we just ran out of back moving plywood.
And daylight because we did it last night when I got home from work.
Yeah. So
but we're doing what we can, just like anybody else would. But we're getting there, and we've got everything placed out now.
Yes, we can actually start moving stuff, and it'll actually land where it's supposed to go.
Yeah. So we have a game plan, so it's all kind of mapped out in there. And the empty walls are for another workbench and the toolbox.
Yep.
So.
And I figured out the stuff I need to wire it, so I just got to go buy that.
Yeah.
Start piecing together some power out there.
Yeah. Because the extension cord run out to the shop right now will only last for so long.
Yeah, well, we're doing what we have to do. We're dealing with their bullshit.
Yep.
Excuse me. So I got the front end out from underneath the frame and the rear end out from underneath the frame. And we'll start the process of smoothing that out and boxing it and getting that all squared away so they can start going back together. Because for right now, it's been going the wrong way. But finally got a place to work on it and finally getting some time.
Yep.
And we're going over to, I don't think Ashley is fully committed to Saturday yet, but yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you heard it here first.
Dad, I'm coming over.
Ashley will be there for the wiring of the 34 Ford pick-em-up truck over at my mom and dad's house this weekend.
But
Tony, I have a 54 Chevrolet, and then I'm currently building a 32 Ford pickup that you can't see those comments, but Cooped Up 31 on Instagram is the person that sold me said 32 pickup truck that is now affectionately known Moonshine.
yes. Which has, claimed the entire carport.
And outside the carport and the backyard and the front yard. And
we're slowly bringing it all to the front yard though.
Yes.
Slowly, piece by piece, it's coming to the front yard and it's all covered up. So we're, for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're...
So it's going to be small block powered with 3 strong, Super 97s on an old school Corvette intake. What's going on, Sip It 34? Thanks for coming to hang out with us, everyone. We actually have people on. I'm really excited. But yeah, so it's a long-term or longer-term project. The 54 I bought running. It loaded itself on a trailer and just been doing little stuff to it. And the 32 is, it came as a frame. If you go back on the Facebook or the Instagram, you will see that it did not have a motor. But Ryan was very gracious to give me a really good deal that I couldn't pass up. Mm-hmm. And I look forward to definitely making it out to the Groundhog next year with that. I hope to have it together for Dragon Destroy Showdown in September for my birthday. Yes. I will not be driving it to Texas. It will be on a trailer, but I'll drive it around Texas. Yeah. Dad said, hell yeah, you'll be there. Oh, do you see? Oh, no, this is on Instagram. No, so you can't see Dad. But he says, hell yeah.
I'm trying to peek over at your screen to see Instagram stuff.
So.
But we're getting...
slowly making progress on all of it. The 54 made it out of the garage without the tire falling, or out of the carport without the tire falling off. So, first test done.
Now we just got to drive it into town a little bit.
Yeah. I'll probably drive it to work tomorrow. Maybe. I don't know. Depends. I'll have all the options tomorrow of driving vehicles.
Except my car.
I could take your car.
I'm not driving your truck tomorrow.
Why not? Drive a 54.
I can't.
You
Thanks
can.
for the... No, I can't.
You can.
Yeah, okay. Down the street, and then I'm going to be calling you saying I got to push it back home because I can't drive it.
I wouldn't let you take it for the first test round. So, how was your birthday?
Just another day. Last day at work. And got to put up with all the BS from the place that I used to work. And, same stuff as always, but it is what it is. I'm done with that place. I don't have to deal with certain people that work there anymore, so that's nice. But it is also sad in the same sense because there are actually people there that I did like to work with, so. And now I'm going to be working, and my coworkers are 2 dogs. So.
You get to go down to Jay's and...
Yes, Jay's in Zephyr Hills. And I go get to see Miss Tabitha tomorrow. she's gonna puncture some holes in my ears. So that'll be exciting. But
let me see if I can.
and I'll see whatever. She says she has a tattoo right before I get there, so I'm curious what her creation is. But very excited. What you looking for?
So this is for Tony that doesn't know what our cars look like. This is the 54. My dad's 34 that's getting rewired this weekend. Yes. And then, well, that didn't work out like it was supposed to.
All on Facebook.
Do I not have? Oh, so this is what the 34 or the 32 currently looks like. Well, no, that was before I stripped it, but
yeah. And the bed's off of it. The bed.
Yeah, the bed's off of it. The front end's off of it. Why? Yeah. Do we not have a picture of just the 32?
I don't think so. Maybe on Instagram. I think on Instagram you do. I think you have that picture of us stopping at that gas station right after we left from picking it up and we pulled in. But that dark. But I think that picture is on Instagram, the one that we were at the gas station and we had just bought it and we stopped to just grab a quick bite.
Mm-hmm.
I think that one should be on the Instagram, I'm pretty sure. But
gonna make those mufflers a bit awkward to wear for a few the earmuffs. Yeah.
But anyway, so how was your day?
It was a day.
Yeah.
It was actually pretty nice weather today, so we got to, or I didn't have a whole lot, just finishing up some stuff, so it wasn't too busy. I'll probably be in the office most of the day tomorrow, but
well, that's not always a bad thing.
So anyone on here that's got any questions or want to talk or got any cool trips coming up or...
Yeah, I mean, we got your dad's stuff
this weekend. Zephyr Hills is next weekend, I believe.
Next weekend.
And then that'll pretty much carry us into March.
I don't think we have anything car related.
We do have one thing in March, but I don't know if we'll go to that or not. But we have some personal stuff to go to.
Well, not car related. That's
right, but we do have one car related thing that we haven't committed to.
Yeah,
but
we'll figure it all out. We'll know more next week.
Yeah, that'll all get figured out.
Yep. It always does. No matter what. But anyway, I'm excited to go and watch y'all tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday.
Saturday.
Oh my goodness. My mind's already thinking it's Friday. This is what you get for having a last day on Thursday. Who does that? I do, because what better way to celebrate your birthday than going into work one last day? But I'm excited to see y'all. I'm going to steer clear from it because, nope.
No, you're a good little helper, and
I'll watch. I'll supervise.
Hopefully you get some, at least a little bit of camera pictures and.
Oh yeah.
Maybe a couple videos that we can throw up on the YouTube.
Yeah. Behind the camera.
Seats are out and it's up on blocks. Mama sent me a picture of it. That's awesome. We just got to get the brackets off of it, right? The lower brackets.
He's in the same mindset. His other comment was ready for tomorrow.
That's lunch with me.
Oh, never mind.
And Kenny.
Never mind.
Or if it was about the car, we can say it's lunch with his son.
Okay.
He's Gosh dang dogs. Barking at absolutely
I'm
nothing.
about to lock them in our bedroom. Anyway, but I think that'll be a good time. And it'll be good learning. Because we're going to, I mean, granted, we're having to remove wires out.
Yeah, the 32 is already pre-unwired.
Yeah.
We're starting fresh with that, which we're also doing a little bit different setup. His dad's 34 is a real clean example, and he actually has switches for headlights and turn signals and an actual key to start it, where mine is going to be more set up minimal style. I'm going to have switches and a power switch, or a lockable power switch for my key. So
Yep.
his will be conventionally wired, and mine will be 4 or 5 wires running down the frame.
We're going to have to order.
Oh, the brackets are out too. Awesome.
Oh, jeez.
Were your arms long enough, or did Mama help? Well, you took the seats out of the 32 by yourself.
Yeah. Because it's such a small cab, you can actually, like, reach both under and above fairly easily, in my opinion. I mean...
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure whoever put the seats in there, like the furthest bolt back, was not tightened down all the way. So it was just...
Well, nothing has really been... That was kind of just put together so it didn't fall apart in transit.
Yeah. But I think you had walked away for like, I don't know, 5 minutes, and I ripped both seats out. And I was like, they're done.
Yeah.
It didn't take much.
There wasn't a whole lot of... and I don't know, it might be factory the way they bolted the body and the bed on, but Mama helped. Good job, Mama. But I think there was a lot of... there's a frame there. If I drill a hole in it, I can run a bolt through it to make it work.
Well, and that's one thing that you find, I feel like you find in a lot of older,
Kenny said, you're way younger than he is. About the seats, like you just snatched them out.
Oh.
But
either way.
Ashley's a good little helper.
Okay. But either way, I feel like, like I feel you and your dad were talking about this the other day, like when you're dealing with cars that are this old, you've got like 15, 11 people before you working on it. Mm-hmm. So you don't know what holes they drilled in the bed. You don't know what wires they clipped, what fuses they melted. All of that. So it's kind of,
Welcome, Chase.
Welcome. Over on the Instagram land.
We're just hanging out.
Yeah.
So, but we are, again, I hate to keep going back to it, but we appreciate all the support, the comments, the shares, the likes. It's awesome.
Oh, yes.
It's awesome, the support that, because when we started this, it was literally like, oh, well, we BS about cars, we might as well just BS it and maybe somebody. And y'all have surpassed even my fathom in just over 30 days of kind of my year goal.
Yeah.
So I am so, so, so appreciative of that.
Mm-hmm. And everybody that's been on the show thus far, thank you for coming on the show. And then even after the fact, y'all show your support to us by sharing and liking our stuff and, telling us who else we need to talk to and all of that. Like, it's
and getting us in contact with some of those people too.
Yeah, it's definitely helped us grow tremendously and, reach people from all across the country. And, that's why we did this, is because we want to connect with people, and I know, Matt, you've made a a lot of acquaintances from all over the place, which is amazing. I mean,
well, we're trying. I mean, we obviously want to grow it local to us,
yeah.
but we also want to grow it as a community. You know, connect people together, whether you need parts or advice or a question. You know, there's knowledgeable guys from our generation, guys and girls from our generation. There's not knowledgeable girls and guys of the older generation that are willing to share it.
Tony, what is the most important thing that drives you to tear down and rebuild the cars and trucks you do? Oh.
To put it quick, I am a car.
You got to explain that a little.
The cars that we focus on or that we enjoy the most are the cars with a story. Mm-hmm. You know, the cars that invoke a reaction when we drive them. You know, the 54, the story on that car. You know, I went to go pick it up. I was really just looking for something that me and Ashley could cruise, you know, in the meantime until we could get a car to build together.
Yeah.
And I had the car.
I'm going to go for just a moment.
I had a T-shirt on that had a orange 54 with a license plate that said soon to be on my T-shirt when I went to pick the car up. And it was, you know, the 32. I really wasn't looking for a 32 when I found that one, but it was a really good deal. And I have wanted to do a bare metal truck for a long time. And that truck it needs built. So I was able to get that truck. I'm not going to offend anybody by grinding the paint off to make a bare metal truck. There's not much paint left on that truck, so that's a perfect candidate for what I wanted to do with it. And the gentleman that sold it to me owns an RV park, and it's called Moonshine Acres. I'm a big Jack Daniels fan, so I don't know if you believe in things coming together, but, you know, Jack Daniel, Tennessee, Moonshine Acres. I asked him if I could name the truck Moonshine, and he was all for it as long as it wasn't a rat rod. So it's going to be a traditional build, but it's also going to be a big old desk gong. So Ashley will be back in a second. She's going to set up the camera again. But that truck was, that was one of my bucket list trucks. And no vehicle, I don't ever want to say a vehicle isn't for sale, but that one, when it gets finished, will be, somebody's going to overpay for that truck if they want it. But, you know, going out, driving the 54, you know, you get the people that, you know, they had a 54 or a 53, and, you know, they learned to drive in it, or, you know, they took their wife to ice cream in it. You know, it invokes an emotion, whereas to us, new cars don't have that soul. It's not a slam at new cars, you know, but we just prefer old school, or at least older school hot rods. And also because we can, like my dad said. You know, I've been very fortunate in growing up. My dad taught me a lot about cars and bikes, and we've done, you know, if you go back and listen to the podcasts, I go into, and he also went into it on the episode that him and my mom were on. We built that little S10. And so I've been around this since I was, tall enough to stand on a seat and steer before I could even reach the pedals. So it's always been in me. When me and Ashley met, I was kind of not in a good mental headspace, but bikes and cars are a good therapy. So when we met, I told her, I said, hey, we're going to do a lot of hanging out in the garage. If that's fine with you, then, that's what we do. And, it'll work out good. And 4 years later, she's almost as much car as I am now. She cancels hair appointments to go to car shows. So, this is our life. Not a big sports fan. I'm not even gonna say I'm not a sports fan. But we enjoy playing with cars. So, and Ashley supports it way more than most wives do. And she's right there with me when I'm tearing stuff apart.
Oh, yes, Tony, I definitely believe in the backstories of just about everything cars. Definitely.
Oh, and everybody, even if you're not a quote-unquote car guy, a car holds a special place. Whether your grandpa had one or your dad had one, or you see something that triggers a reaction in your brain that says, hey, that's cool. And, there's so many different ways to build a car. There are the punch list cars, or the cars that get built. I don't want to call them cookie cutter because they're beautiful cars. But, the 32 coupe, most 32 coupes that you're going to run into are yellow and are modeled after, the Milner coupe. Same with a 55 Chevrolet. Most 55 Chevrolets look like 2-lane blacktop. That's and if that's what you dig, go for it. If you want to put hydraulics and bounce your cars to oblivion, go for it. Not a big one on big wheels, but if you want to do donk with a big old sound system in it, go for it. It's your car. And that, at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. Is everybody can get in this and they can take their own route. No matter the skill level to a point, you can buy a running and driving car and go have fun with it and make little improvements to it and make it yours. A good example of buying a running and driving, pretty good example of a vehicle was my mom and dad. They bought that 34. It was together. It runs good. But it needs a couple little things. Well, Mama hopped off of Facebook. Now she's on Instagram. So, they bought that truck and it was put together. I mean, it's shinier paint than either one of our cars. Well, one doesn't have any paint on it, so I guess that's easy. And the other one is a Survivor. It's original paint. But their truck is beautiful. It's a driver. Yes, it has its imperfections, but it's a driver. It's a very, very clean example of a 34 truck that isn't over-restored. It's nice, but it's not too nice that you don't want to take it out and enjoy it. But with that being said, we're fixing to rip all the wiring out of it because previous people to him just band-aided issues that should have been addressed. And so we'll rewire it and it'll be good. That'll be one little checklist that's new. It's not a checklist build. It's not like, oh, it has to have suicide doors. It has to have this. If your car tickles you, awesome. What's going on, Jim? And that's the awesome part. We run into people and, our neighbors are into the lifted trucks with big billet wheels and or forged rims and whatever with, not a lot of sidewall. That's what gets them excited about trucks. Well, cool. Right next door, me, I have 20s and a lot of sidewall. But it doesn't mean that my truck is less cool than theirs, because I like my stuff and they like their stuff, and that's what it's all about, is building what you like. Because at the end of the day, you're the one that's got to drive it.
Oh, yes.
So there's not a whole lot that hasn't been done before. That is true. That is true, Tony. But, you can take, yes, my dad just said his truck is perfectly imperfect. But yes, there's not a lot that hasn't been done before, but that doesn't mean that you have to chase a build. There's a couple of shows that, your car has to kind of fit in a box, and we're trying to get away from that. If you want to run a drop axle and and put air ride on it and lay it on the ground, go for it. If you want to be in the nosebleed section, obviously I don't like that, but if you want to be in the nosebleed section and have a stock floor traditional hot rod with a banger motor in it, go for it. Just don't put an LS motor in an open engine compartment. You can put it if it's got a hood and side covers, put your LS motor in it. Go for it. Whatever makes you happy. But my preference, is the LS motor is not a very pretty motor to put on display without spending a lot of money on. There's companies out there that will make your LS motor look pretty. But I understand that, if I was to ever engine swap the 54 Michelangelo, if I had the opportunity for a small block or a fuel injected LS, there would probably be an LS between the frame rails, just because they're reliable. I wouldn't have to go hand choke it to go take it to work. But you gotta, with these cars comes a little bit of bullshit. And as long as you're dealing with your bullshit, as long as you're willing to put up with it, then no one can really say anything to you. Yep. So, any other questions, guys? This is awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
We actually have people on.
Well,
happy days. But yeah, I mean, I know what my mom and dad are working on. What are you working on, Tony?
Drum roll.
Dun, 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 dun.
Don't hit the table, though, because then you'll knock my camera off. Already did that once.
Yeah. So, but like I said, we're excited to see, and we're excited to meet some of y'all at when we go these places, and
and I mean, and especially like this last one we went to, the fact that like I like to take the pictures and everything. There's some that are better than others, but the people that went back through and tagged the peoples who own the vehicles in the pictures, thank you for that, because we want them to be recognized, you know, because and bring the community together, and some of these people we want to talk to. So
and that's another thing. If you have a cool story, it doesn't have to be, you know, it just has to be car related. It doesn't have to be about a car. It could be a cruise that you took with your buddies that you now take every year, or you know, a get together or anything like that. Reach out. We'd love to hear your story. If you're not camera shy, we'll hop on and you can either be on a live or we'll, if you can be in person, we'll do a podcast. I mean, we want to hear everybody's stories because everybody has value in this. You know, that's kind of what we're trying to put out is you don't have to be a big following. You don't have to have a big following. You know, your stuff is valuable.
Tony says, too many things to keep up with. Just can't seem to find the one that holds my attention.
I understand that.
I do have a 1976 C10. Okay. And a 1950 Harley. Hell yeah. Need to get to work on for sure.
Cool.
Well, geez.
What's the plan for the 76? You gonna lay it out? You did say C10, so it's 2-wheel drive. You gonna lay it out? You gonna leave it stock, static it, and definitely cool the 50 Harley.
Yeah.
So we're into bikes too.
Yeah.
I need to get my bike over here. I've kind of abandoned her to my mom and dad's house while we were living in a camping trailer in their backyard.
Yeah. Undisclosed location.
No, we can say it was in their backyard now. The trailer's gone.
Oh, okay. Just the grass hasn't grown back.
Well, but you know, and we're excited about, and also if there's a show, we can't make all of them. Mm-hmm. I would love to. Hopefully this eventually gets to the point where the podcast can allow us to, or afford us the ability to, you know, go to every show that we want to go to. But if you have a show that's close to you and you wouldn't mind meeting us, give us a holler. Might not be this year, but we'll try to make it eventually. And if y'all get to Florida and, you know, if we haven't mentioned a show and y'all are coming to Florida, shoot us a message. My daughter wants to keep the C10 stock, but she has lots of cancer. I think the bed is toast under that plastic liner. Yeah, unfortunately, those liners are usually death to the bed floor. The truck has cancer. I was hoping.
Yeah.
I was going with that.
But that's awesome that it's your daughter that wants to keep it stuck.
That's cool.
Yeah. And that's awesome that, as somebody that, you know, was told to get out of the garage, that's awesome that she's incorporated in it and you encourage it. That is awesome. More power to you. But, anywho.
So we got 2 people on. I think it's mom and dad on Instagram, yeah. And we have 3 people on Facebook. Say hey, people on Facebook.
Well, Tony's definitely on Facebook.
Yes.
Thank you, Tony, for...
Tony gets to participate.
Yes.
It's her truck. I just wish she had more drive to build it.
Yeah.
How old is she? Tony, my mama said do a wood floor. That's definitely a possibility. They do make kits for them.
I think she's just slightly obsessed with wood floors. But
what did I do?
I don't know. Oh, you're putting it on the bottom of the screen.
Oh.
Like we said, we're still figuring this out. And
18, and she said, nope, no wood, it's tacky. Okay. Well, again, it's her truck. She can do whatever she wants to it. You know, that's part of the cool.
But she's going to have to share some pictures of this truck. But anyway. But thank you, Tony, for all your feedback. You're definitely number one for comments on Facebook.
And unfortunately, I believe this live will disappear after this.
Yeah. Okie dokie.
That about killed me when she said that. Well, you know, at 18, that generation, which isn't much younger than us. I mean, well, 12 years from Ashley, and she's half my age. Not Ashley's, not half my age. Your daughter's half my age. But you know, they don't remember the, you know, that was the thing. You know, when you, basically, you know, step side C10s all the way back to, you know, Model A's and Model B's like our 32 is. You know, it was wood bed floor. I mean, all the way back to Model A's that had wood in between the body and the frame. And inside guts were metal, or, you know, were wood. Well, with that being said.
Oh, yeah, that's me. And as always, don't forget to go to the link in our description and go to Throttle Addict using the code word Hot Rod for 15% off. They got all kinds of apparel, which is awesome. And also don't forget Jay's Tattoo and Piercing in Zephyr Hills. Some killer work, and I'm so excited to go see them tomorrow. But don't forget to go out there and mention the Hot Rod Hangout podcast.
And also, make sure you go to the Facebook page and like, share, and comment on the post about the 500 followers. And we will be going live next Tuesday, and it will be a random generator on live, so no sneaky business. Yep. You can't pay your way in for a $25 gift card. And we just appreciate everything. And like I had alluded to earlier, once this live ends, I am going to take it off. I may put it back up after the podcast is posted for a couple of days. There was something that popped up in the live, and I'll have to try to figure out how to get it out.
Okay.
So,
alrighty.
With that, thank y'all so much for hanging out with us.
Thank you.
And we look forward to doing it again.